Today on the Talk with Champ podcast, we speak sports development coaching, mentorship, activism, as well as health and wellness coaching. All this and more to follow on the Talk with Champ podcast with me, Fari Rachiko. Greetings, folks, and a very good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Talk with Champ podcast with me, Fari Rachikuni, here on Champ Sports TV. This is the podcast that talks all things sports. And today on the show, I am absolutely glad and happy to welcome our next guest, who is Precious Lebogang Hlaka, also known as Mamiki. She is, we'll be talking and having a chat with her today on the podcast regarding all things from health and wellness coaching, sports development, activism, and just getting to know her and know more of her in the industry. So without further ado, let me welcome Mamiki. Mamiki, welcome to the Talk with Champ podcast. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm very
Wonderful. Yeah, as I said, thank you for joining me. I guess the first thing to find out is, please tell us, introduce yourself to our audience. Who are you? What do you do? That sort of thing, please.
Okay. My name is Precious.
Okay.
I'm known as Mamiki.
Okay.
Basically, what I do, I normally just, I mentor, I coach, and I also drive a campaign empowering young boys within the sports industry. That's why I only can say an activist within the sports industry.
Okay. Interesting, because I was going through your profile after we spoke initially, just on LinkedIn, just to try to find out in more depth who you are, what you do, and all these sort of things. I guess before we go back, let me start with the most recent thing in your life, or recent achievement in your life. On Saturday, this past Saturday, you told me that you won an award. Congratulations, by the way, on that award. The Johannesburg a Woman in Sports Award. You said Volunteer of the Year. Tell us more about that, please.
Well, basically, what happens is that I got an SMS from the Johannesburg Women's Sport Award. So basically, it's called Gauteng Women's Sport Award.
Alright.
Then they're at the phase where they're nominating to the region. So since I am under Central Council, I'm under Johannesburg. So I was nominated as one of the finalists in the Johannesburg region for the Volunteer of the Year due to all the things that I do within the community. The coaching, the mentoring, and the campaigning as well. So all in all, it's very why I was nominated by who I don't know, but it goes to show that within the community there is somebody who actually recognizes my work. So through that and the influence that I had, got me very well.
Wonderful. So when you say the community, is it the community of Deep Street, or is it Deep Street and other several communities, or it's just specifically?
I would say it's Deep Street and the surrounding communities who I work with, because I don't only do my work within the community, the purpose of my work. I guess I ended up expanding
No, man. So, like I said, congratulations, massive achievement. Putting yourself on the map there, as well as putting the community of Deep Street on the map. That's a brilliant achievement for you, and keep it up. So tell me, this passion for what you do, when and where did it start?
Well, I could say it's been my whole life,
Okay.
except when I was still a kid. So when I was still in primary, I got engaged a lot with sports. The love for sports started when I played soccer. And then through it all, Along the way, I would engage in other sports like athletics, and then that's where it was a massive influence. Then I got to love the sports. I got to love the sport. I got to love being in the sports space because I grew up as the only child, so I didn't basically have siblings. I didn't have anybody to talk to. But then going out in the sports field, I formed a family. I formed friends. I got to engage a lot with other kids, which I felt a sense of belonging as well. The support that I got from the coaches and my fellow teammates that made me fall in love with just being in this space. So ever since then, I've never stopped.
So you mentioned the athletics, football. So was there, amongst these sports, was there a particular sporting code that you felt you excelled in from primary all the way to high school and so forth?
I would say I excelled in both.
Okay.
Because my first, essay champs that I took part in was in football. The first time I actually selected to take part in the actual South African champs was in football. It was school football. So that's where I started to see that, there's something that I can do. Then I started to get selected. I played for other teams outside the community as well. I also played in the Sasso League back then. And then the athletics part came in the process. Because during school years, we have sports that come seasonally.
Yeah.
The season for soccer,
winter,
then the
summer
season
sports.
for athletics. When the season for athletics as well, I started to improve massively. And then when I got selected for the first time to go for SHM, that's when, everything started coming in saying, I can do it. But then due to the fact that I was...
Was it football or athletics?
Athletics also got selected for national champs. It was in the year 2006, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2006. And then that's where as well, because of the athletics was within the community and soccer, I had to travel because I played for an outside team. So every weekend, school holidays, they'll come and take me, up to a point where, I used to catch a little bit of injuries here and there. So I was forced to choose one sport that I can actually partake in. Because I was overloading my body with, a lot of training. The weekend, I'm soccer. During the week, it's running. So I chose running and I started to running ever since now. And then football, as I grew older, I decided, because I loved it just as much, so I decided to actually jump into coaching.
So, why not, what happened that you didn't possibly go professional? Were the injury problems, were the socio-economic problems? What is the main reason you'd attribute to you not pursuing a professional career, be it in athletics or be it in football?
I could say it's a bit of both, socially and injury-wise. With football, I got hurt quite a lot. Every game there's always something that happens, or another game. So with soccer, it was more of, I got a lot of injuries. So in a point where I had to, switch sports because with the injuries I was getting, I was told that going forward there'll be a time when I actually have to stop. Then with the running, it's a lifetime sport. The reason why I love running is a lifetime sport. There's no limit. No age limit. I can still do it at the age of 80. Yes, I can still run. So I'm like, okay, let me stick to running. And then I pulled a hamstring. I had a hamstring injury just last year with it. So I was good. But I with the bio, it was because of that. So we're working on bouncing back at least next year.
So hamstring injury, when you got a hamstring injury, how long are you out for? 4 weeks, 8 weeks?
It depends on how bad is the injury as well. And if ever are you getting the right form, assistance with recovery. So with mine, it's something that actually improved 3 times already. So I had to stop and focus on getting it. And
now, how's the injury so far?
So far, I would say I've been doing few sessions pain-free, which is a good thing. So I'm not going to do anything intense up until I'm given a go-ahead. You're already good.
So you could have been a professional football player, and you can still pursue a running career.
Yeah, I can. All I'm more into coaching. I've even went to SAFA, I've got my SAFA coaching license, so I can do professionally as well. But I did not do it, so that's why I call myself a development coach. I deal with development. I like the foundation part of it.
So you're coaching badges at SAFA, because I know there's SAFA D, C, B, all the way to A. So far, which of those have you?
I have SAFA D.
Oh, that's so massive, because just as an outside, I see it's something that I've actually been thinking of as well, to also do my coaching badges as well. Yeah, that has come to me. Let's talk about what you do, what you do now. As I said to you earlier on, I went through your LinkedIn profile just to get a sense of you and what you do, and quite interesting. You do a couple of things. One of the things is you're the founder of the Youth Alive Sports Project. Please tell us more about that.
Well, Youth Alive Sports Project, it's I could say it's an empowerment project.
Okay.
It's all about we do initiatives. What we do is that we raise campaigns regarding, improving the mass participation within women and sports.
Okay.
What we do is support, we host events for them, so that, through the event, that's when we brought in, sports icon, depending on the event we hosting. But at most cases we focus on football. So we host a football tournament for girls, by girls. It is for girls, officials, females as well. Because we're trying to empower females.
Also, everything is female.
Everything is female. Even if the coach is a male, yes, you are welcome. But we emphasize that even the captains take part in taking the leadership role in getting the teams together. We always invite female officials, because there are some girls that I've mentored, separately, where they've taken, I've lead them to do, the same thing, similar things that I've done. Those that want to participate in sports, those that want to be officials, referees, and so on. So I take those girls and bring them into the tournament as well, so that they're able to want to carry on with their career. Our events, we also compensate for towels and sport bra, we distribute to events as well. And then other things as well, we also go to boarding schools, sports academies. There's one in Johannesburg, which is called Foreign High School. It's just behind Wellington. So Foreign is also a boarding school.
What is called Foreign?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they also take young athletes from the rural areas. They give them scholarship to come to their school. So we also realize that them being far away from home, their parents, they need financial and social support. So that's where we come in as well. Yeah, that's where we come in as well. Because they're in high school, it's a different phase. They are growing, their bodies are changing, they're facing a lot of challenges within the space. And then also realize that in most cases they are posed by males. So some things they can't really communicate about. So that's where we jump in as Youth Alive. We go there just to let them know that you're not alone. We also call sports icon females within the same industry that they're at. Like currently it's athletics. I look at the female within athletics that can inspire, that have a story to tell. Just so that the girls understand that whatever they go through, someone else is going through the same. Whatever career they want to do, there's someone in that career they still manage to balance. Because now when they are there, it's academic plus athletics. So they need to learn how to balance it, because that's one thing that brought them to the school. So in most of these schools, if one drops, then it's a problem. You don't perform academically, you fail, you go back that's that for the scholarship. So we're trying to also get them involved within sport and get them to be able to balance and understand the changes that are going through around the space there.
When you say we, how many are you then in the Youth Alive project? So
When I first came up with the idea of Youth Alive, I approached a friend whose name is Deco. He used to work at Safe Hub, Amanda in football, in Ipswich, but then now he moved to the Safe Hub in Soweto. So I approached him.
that's Shapa Soweto.
The one in Soweto, the Safe Hub in Soweto as well. Then he liked the idea, he brought in the concept, and then we kicked it off. Ever since then, it's been me and Deco, and then also a friend of mine who I coach athletics in the same club. Her name is Tamlin. Sorry, Tamlin, we coach in the same club in 4 ways. So Tamlin also loved the idea and jumped in as well. So basically, it's been the three of us. It's been myself, Deco, and Tamlin's Tamlin's age in London. So we coach together athletics in 4 ways.
In terms of the support that you guys are receiving or you are looking to receive, are you getting any support from government or any support from the private sector? Is there any support in those two industries, as it were?
At the moment, we get support for various paths. Government, no, not really. Still trying to find a way with sports and recreation as well. So we do have connection with them, but the relationship is not as strong, as solid as it's supposed to be. But hopefully going forward it will be, because they also like the project, also like to follow the project what we do, because they do keep in contact with us as well. So we're just trying to find a way how we can, come together and for the better benefit of, the rest of the community as well. But mostly we get support from different places. I know we receive support from the mall, the manager. We also donated some equipment when we did the Women's Day Netball tournament from a clothing brand in Chuma Mall. One of the clothing there also delivered the sports bar that we're collecting, and others is just specific individuals. Also have support from NPO called Million Girls Foundation. Million Girls Foundation are one of their champions. So anything that I would like to run, they jump in and assist. And they promoting more of the girls in school. So they do administrational, teaching part of the process. So their aim is to empower young girls to get in school and study. So they do the administration cup. So they introduce a new administration cup which can sustain a young girl for maximum of 10 years than they are living to how and so on. So that we're also in that process. So they jump in as well and they pose as an opportunity.
So in terms of this support, over and above that, are you getting financial? Is it financial support? And as you said, when you need equipment for whatever project or thing that you do, you also receive that.
Financially, it depends with the stakeholder what they want to do. But in most cases, we just ask for resources. We just ask for resources, but we get a certain individual saying, you know what, we want to give you money. But we don't enforce that. But if ever a stakeholder wants to, but anything is welcome. But it depends on them what they do.
That's good going for me. You mentioned something earlier on, and I just want to find out from you if there's been any pushback from the outside, certain structures outside, where your project is all female based, you know. Has there been any pushback in terms of these gender activists from the male side who would have a problem, who would raise issues like, you know, the world is saying we must involve women in everything that we do, but yet you women on the other side, there is no talk or pushback in terms of why projects are exclusively women oriented. Have you received any pushback in that regard?
Honestly speaking, surprisingly no. I'm actually getting a lot of support from males instead of females. So which is quite, you know, surprising, because I was expecting that people say, but then why everything is all women? But surprisingly people actually love the concept, and I'm getting more support from the males within the industry. They actually want to see the project go more to where it is. So they're actually pulling in the platform, saying, we want this, this is what we want. You get somebody just calling and saying, you know what, I have this, what do you think of this? They just jump in and giving me ideas, giving me, you know, how they can help, or how we can go from where we are. You know, but there's one thing I learned when we started. You know, one person once said, you know, doors will shut in place.
Yeah.
But as long as you are driven and you understand what you want, you will never let the doors actually. But anyway, opportunities, they come and go. People will come and say, but then, because when you first started wanting to go to tournament, the event, you know, obviously there has to be some expense to do that. A lot of companies be like, but then you guys have never done, it's just a project that is written down in black and white. But why would you want financially to an idea? So through that, we set down like, let's just do it so that we have some so that we go there and do it or implementation, because it's not going to be done. It's something you want to do, you are not selling it just, but you're selling that's not done. That's the thing we do there, like, you're not going to go out there and push the ball. You're going to go out and push the ball so that people, when they buy in something that is existing.
Yeah.
So, for males, no, they're actually buying into it.
No, that's super, man. So, the last time, when was the last tournament or that you guys had?
It was during last month.
What?
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Yes, we did like a township kind of event where, because we realized there's a lot of support from teams from outside the support from Alexander, so on. So we thought, let's just meet one of them halfway. Because they're always there, the teams are always there. Ever since they won, they're always there. They love the tournament. They'll even ask, when is the next one? You know, they'll be the one pushing us. You know, we thought, let's do it. So this year we took it to teams. You know, and we got a massive support from there. So next year we might change the venue based on the support we receive. You know, we might take it to, I like to make it based on the teams. If you say, then one team will say, come to us, they give us everything, they'll make sure that we get the facility, and then we just push in, you know, marketing the project, marketing for whoever wants to jump in, to be an icon, to be something good in the industry, they come. So normally when we do event, we make sure there's something specific just to drive the platform as well.
This one.
Last time we also had offensive who's one who's Lucas Kade's son. So him liking the project, then Lucas came in, and then that's when we also started to jump in. Super Sports came in and just to go happen.
So you guys are, you know, you are more than established. You said.
Yeah, something like that.
So how long have you been going?
It hasn't been just before COVID.
So what, 2019?
2019, yes, we started late 2019. That's when we went down, roughed around everything. and we did 2 tournaments that year.
Yes.
Then the following year, due to COVID, obviously we couldn't. That's when we had to shift things up and say, how about we go to them? That's when we jumped. That's where the idea of going to boarding came in. Saying, the project is, let's go to them, let's do something for those that are in the boarding school as well. And then, yeah.
So besides War School 4 and 2, which other schools are you are part of your project? Your program?
At the moment it's not, but I'm still waiting on other schools to convince other schools as well. Because other schools are very strict, especially when outside and media and so on. They're still a bit strict. One school I've already sent like a proposal saying it is prestige college, which is in Hamilton. It's also one of the greatest Activism schools. So there's one of the best young kids. Most of them they are not even here. All of them, majority of them they got scholarship in USA. Oh really?
And what about, since you are here in schools like Fourways High, students in Randburg, several schools around Joburg Town, St. John's, there's St. David by Amarantia, all these so-called Model C schools, as it were, who are invested in sports activities. You'll have your athletics, you'll have your all the different types of sporting schools, and those schools are these schools that you are looking to in future to perhaps engage with.
I would say that because at the end of the day we are trying to support the underprivileged kids in the industry, because you understand it's not easy for them. For myself, I grew up in the industry. There's a lot of expenses that the kids in the Model C school, they're getting all the privileges. I could either partner with them to support the one in the township, the one in the boarding school. Yes. At the moment, I have a close relationship with Fourways High School. I've been coaching athletics and cross country in Fourways High School. So one of the teachers as well has been Ms. Miranda. She's been also supporting the project as well. So they can only do so much, But going forward, I'm hoping that the relationship goes bigger than that as well.
And what about schools from locally? These previously disadvantaged schools, Deep Salute, Combine, Sunrise, all these schools around here. Have you guys met with the headmistresses, the headmasters of the schools, and tried to sell them the vision so that you get more girls involved in the project? Have you approached this, as well as the surrounding areas of it?
Okay, with the local school, no. We haven't met with any of the head teachers. Due to the fact I've worked with some of the schools. The support and coming to sports is not as big. The drive for sports is not as big. Because you have most schools that would claim that sports is a distraction. I used to assist in LEAP. That was one of the biggest battles that I had to fight with these kind of schools, because they believe that sports is a distraction. Once a child is involved in sports, they're going to fail, they won't be able to focus on their studies, they're going to be, they won't be fully focused. But then I always say, there's a lot. If sports can open a lot of doors for a lot of kids that cannot.
100%.
Because I know there are kids that I've coached that are now into varsity through sports, because their parents could not afford, because their sports bursaries for them. When a child is good in sports and they've done well at school, they definitely can get access to sports scholarship. And once they get sports bursaries in varsity, they don't even spend much. The only thing they want from them is that they pursue their career impact the academic career as well as sports that's it. Because now we have few kids that I think there's two already from Deep Street that are under UJ. They went to UJ under sports. They are soccer players, two girls. I know they got sports positions for soccer. They went to UJ. And going forward, I'm hoping that there could be more of that because the girls I coach, I always emphasize that, let's push so that you don't have to strain your parents.
Yeah.
I know you cannot, but once you get this, it's easy for you to get a, to get a path into university. Not all of you guys can be able to afford. Sometimes you can get an access to university, but going forward, you might struggle financially. But once you're under a sports scholarship, sports covers most of the things.
True.
Because I have friends that are running under UJ athletics. They don't even spend much. They can do anything they want to do. They do get accommodation within the university. So if I could be able, I would. But going forward, I'm hoping that maybe I might come back to the community, to the streets, and emphasize and campaign that it is possible. Even the boy last year, the one who got the highest top achiever.
Yeah.
That boy is a soccer player. That boy never missed practice. But he's one of the achievers within the whole of Gauteng. But he's been playing football. Yeah. He's been playing football. Even the coaches were surprised. This boy was always on the field. But there he is now, shaking hands with the ministers and all of that. So it goes to show that it is possible. Sports is not a distraction.
Very true.
It's good because when you look at the Model C school, as much as I'm working at Forward, I realize that they push sports.
Yeah.
When you're in matric, it is compulsory for a young person to take part in sports.
Yep.
Because you can't be all your book 24/7.
I know that.
You cannot. The brain needs time to relax. It needs time to engage. It needs time to be, to get its A game back.
100%.
For a child to be able to focus again, they need to, step back a bit, put the books away, go to the field, sweat a bit, get the heart pumping, relax, take a bath, then they can easily focus.
And there's so many friendships that you build outside of school just through this sporting activity. So yeah, I mean, you are preaching to the converted, in my case. What do you think can be done to change the mindset that some of these schools have in the previously disadvantaged communities, where from taking them out from seeing sports as a distraction to seeing sports as a viable option in life? What do you think can be done? What are the things that you think can be done to change that?
I think if, for me, we have more campaigning about it. If we have, now we're having a lot of success story coming in, slowly but surely, we have those in UJ, we have Borrealopin and all of that jumping in. The more kids in sports that are doing so well academically, jump out, have success story, the more they understand that it's not actually a distraction.
Yeah.
It's actually a tool. Because that's why we have organizations like, Saint Hub in Extension 2.
Yeah.
They use football as a tool to educate. That's why they call it Amanda Aid Football. So if we have such organization, not only stuck in one place, but jumping in within the schools as well. If you can have more NGOs, NPOs, working together, and also campaigning to the government, saying, let's emphasize this, because it's happening only in the township. Because I know in most schools, it's definitely compulsory for a child to do sports.
Yes.
Every term, there needs to be a specific sport that a child needs to be partaking in. Because I also grew up in, medicine school. I know every time I had to take part in something. Because if you don't, you get in trouble. Your parents will be called saying, hey, your child is not active, your child is not reading, your child is not on the field. Because they understand the importance, the fundamental part of exercising the brain.
Extramural activities.
Extramural activity is a must. So if that culture is brought within the township, that's when things will change. But it all starts with obviously within them at the top. Because sports education, they don't do so much, but there's also school sports.
because I was having a conversation with someone about this, and I asked them as well. One of the things that I asked them is the role of parents within the community. Um, are they getting any support from parents? Because it's important for parents to invest their time in children's activities. I mean, as you mentioned in Moral C schools, as you said, you go on a Saturday morning, there is the grandstand, and it's packed with parents who are there to support their kids. Don't you think? Have you guys, as an organization, have you tried to also include parents in the conversation? That look, showing them the importance of them giving time for their kids. I know there are social-economic situations. The two kids that you spoke of that got a scholarship at Wits, are their parents involved, or anyone in their family, are they involved as well in supporting those kids?
As I view it, or as I see things, from my own side of things, I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges in the Black community. We don't have support from our parents, and that can create, a gap within. Because if a child is going through whatever they're going through within the industry, the only person that is there is the coach. And the coach can support on other aspects, but there are other side of the parental side that he cannot cover or she cannot cover. I know I'm a coach. Some of them they even call me mom, because they take me as their mother. I understand. I also do not have my parents fully involved in my whole journey within sports. I had to find myself, I had to understand myself. At the same time, I had to learn things from outside. And that's when peer pressure jumps in. Because now our parents are not involved. And if parents are not involved, that's when the schools don't care. The reason why those schools, they emphasize us, they know if this thing doesn't go right, so-and-so's mother or father is going to come. It's like when they punish you, they know, this one's mother is very strict, you don't do this to this child. So with our schools here in the township, they know even if I was to, say something, if I to, say something harsh to the child or bully the child, chances are the mother is not going to know until something bad has happened, until either the child has committed suicide or until the child is fading at the end of the day. What has happened because teacher so and so said I'm stupid, I don't have a future, so it stays in the mind. But then the parents are not involved within the community. As much as there's parents meetings, it's always parents, let's do this, parents, let's do that, but they're still not jumping in. Now the question is how do we make them see that it is important, their presence in their children's is important. Until that it's inserted within the parent community, then there's nothing going to be done. Because when I grew up, this is what I saw, and it's not going on even now. So that's why you get other parents taking their kids out of the township, taking them to university school, because of now they are seeing the challenge and the gap within here. Because now there's a gap between parental support and the teacher support. If these two were to work together, it would go a long way.
No, look, that's something that I saw as well in my high school days. More than 20 years ago now. We'd get during rugby games and all sports days. You'd get in general what you see is white parents coming there and supporting their kids on the Saturday and dropping them off. And part of the reason why you see that not happening so much in black families is that I suppose it's socio-economic conditions. So that's something I thought you guys would have something or come with. The other thing that you do is you do mentorship. Tell me more about that.
Mentorship basically on all the events that I do. Through the events I hold, I'll get girls jumping in, asking for specific help, asking for advice, asking for some sense of direction. Could be academic, could be them you know, at home issues. So that's where I take them as my own. Then I'll take them through the process of them finding their confidence, them understanding the whole concept of whatever they're going through. They challenge their own. Then it's more of a talk. I talk with them individually, sometimes I talk with them in a group, sometimes through training. When I train them in athletics, I'll have, you know, during a warm-up, I'll have a session with them. I'll check up on them, how they're doing, what's so on. Then others will just text me. There will be those that cannot talk to me among the group, others will text me. So that's how I mentor them. I will either, so they even know where I stay. Some of them will come to my place and say, yo coach, this is what's happening. I sit down with them, I guide them, this is what's happening, and then now you are facing this. So I give them, you know, a different view of what they think or what they see or what they're told. This is how it's happening, this is how you. Others I mentor them through finding the academic balance. You know, you find somebody confused, they don't know what to do or what to study. So now you have to go through that process with them so that they understand, they find their strength, they find their weakness, and they're able to combine and see, okay, now this is what I want to do. Because at the moment there's one that's already in overseas. She just got a scholarship in South Carolina University, and then other one I'm still trying to get her to find her feet
as well.
Understand, because she still doesn't understand what she wants to do. You know, she studied something else during her high school, but then now she realized, you know, the subject that I did,
it's not what she wants.
They don't combine with what she wants to study. So now I have to find another alternative of how she can get, you know, something, or how she can go to where she wants to go. You know, she's been doing a bit of training and internship as well. And then through these internships, that's where they get to find themselves. And I find them in a specific internship. You know, through internship, because internship basically you do anything. They give you any task, you work anything. That's where you get to understand. I'm not an admin person.
Yeah.
I'm more of, you know, I like numbers, because I have one now that did she's now in the internship for a project management, and then but she went to sports internship. But through the internship, you know, they gave her a bit of task on how to, you know, manage money. And sometimes they give her task in just specific any admin.
Yeah.
Other tasks will be on the field. She realized, coaching, not for me. I like money, I can count. Yeah. So now she got something else that has to do with what? Accounting and money and everything. Because I always preach to them, you know, just because you are into sports does not mean all of us, this is where we want to be. You can be in sports, but you have passion in law. You get it? So you need to find your strength, find your passion first, and then work on that.
I mean, even when you say that, I mean, you can be passionate about sport, but not build a career on the field. You know?
Definitely.
Have a career outside, but regarding sports, you know, you can be a sports lawyer. You know, there are sports lawyers.
Yeah.
There are what do you call them? Physios, all these things, you know, that are sports related, but it's something that's on the side as well. So who's been, you know, you got, I assume you got like so many prodigies since you're a mentor. Who do you say has been your proudest protege?
For me, I would say all of them. I would say all of them, because I see them grow day by day. I see them engage. I see them becoming more empowered. And for them, some of them, they don't have to call me every now and then. Say, yo, I was Mamiki, I'm standing with what? Now they call me and say, are you okay, coach? Is there anything that you need? Is there anything, you know, they check up on me instead of me checking up on them, which shows growth. They are becoming more independent within themselves. You know, I have one that I know now, she's one of the most recognized female reps now. You know, she stays here. She just won the Asian, tournament that was held in Johannesburg. She did well. amongst the males, she was one of the best refs that stood out in the whole tournament, which is a good thing. And then plus having another one now who's in USA, now I'm working with someone else that, she got a scholarship, but then I had to train her to be able to achieve a specific goal so that she can qualify. I get approved because another friend of mine is one of the coaches as well, is one of the investors in the USA. They say, I want that girl, this specific girl, this is what I want, So I had to negotiate and say, you know what, I've only been with her for 6 months. At least allow me to get her to national colors. Because one of the key aspects that they do, unless you get, go to national championships, that's when you get chances to go to state. So we managed to get that in a period of 6 months. She managed to qualify for national champs. She came second at the provincial. She went to national champs. She just missed the medal. She came fourth. But then to have that color that she was there, in that short period of time, it's massive achievement. So some days I'll be stuck, coaching elsewhere. They'll be on their own. There are some days I'll be on the field with the soccer boys. She has to go and compete with other girls, for the weeks, and I'm not there. That's what I'm saying. I'm very proud of them. All of them, for me, they give me joy because seeing them achieve, even though I'm not there, means a lot. Not that I have to go that way. I don't have to push you guys every now and then. There will be a phase, there will be a stage, there will be a phase where you actually have to get yourself together without anything there. Yeah. So this year, it was that learning curve for me because I haven't been fully with the running going more, and I was with the soccer more. So when I was on the field, they have a league. So there will be a league this side, there will be a league that side. So they had to go to the league and make sure that they perform in standard, and then they still have to come back. And then there's also another one who just grabbed another achievement. She's one of the Activism ambassadors as well. She also plays here in Italy.
So you're doing great things, Zainab.
Yeah, so with her, they also just wanted pictures. I came across, they wanted pictures. I had to point all my girls, look at the heights and look at them and say, you. Then I point the photos, then they like some of them, and then obviously I had interviews, they wanted interviews, and I had to prepare them for interview, like a short clip, and they had to stand there, and they liked her, and she was there. She was crying, I think last week when she saw herself on a huge billboard with the brand of Adidas.
Oh, that's so brilliant.
Seeing where I come from, especially the one with Adidas, that one I've been here from when she was still very young. I would say she's the one I went grassroots with her up until now. She's in the 11. There was a time where she was alone. Her mother was sick, and she had completely no support besides me. So when I saw her, I also was down in tears because I look at where I come from with her, I look at where she is now, and I'm seeing a whole different person. So still Adidas now, she's got an agent for what? So they saw the clip, they liked her, now she has an agent, and she's gaining something, and she's loving walking, and she's loving running still. At least when she's training, she's maintaining her body, and then there's that. And so for me, on its own, that's what I'm saying, all of them, because they're all surprisingly new stuff.
Fair enough. So your football coaching, where do you do that? Here in Deepsville?
Yeah, football coaching, I do it here.
At the Safe Hub or yet?
I started at Safe Hub basically, but then now I'm just here.
And then the athletics is also?
Athletics, it's here and 4 ways. So I will. Yeah.
Alright. And then you also do activism.
Yeah.
You're a gender activist, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why I said through the project I activate women empowerment. Okay. When it's all about women empowerment in sports, that's me. That's basically what I activist about, what I speak about, that's what I preach about. Because I realize the industry is dominated by males. And I believe that anything is possible. I mean, look at now the FIFA World Cup. Yeah. Now, after so many years, we have female officials in the World Cup, which is a massive, massive, impact. Now I know that a lot of these girls of mine that are doing official, that are refs, they get empowered. One was showing me the clip, it's like, yo, what do you see? I'm saying, see, it's possible. it's possible. Now they're opening gaps. Now we have banana within the top. You know, there's a lot of gap that is opening up now for us, which is a good thing, which is what we want. Because you know, there was a time where the female football, they were not even getting paid. They were just playing football. You know, there was time during Bukusha Mukisa time, they were not being paid. But look at them now. Now they
after they're winning in
after
Africa,
they're winning now.
The government promised the money now, and the private sector as well.
Exactly.
So there's income coming to them in that respect. And then there's your health and wellness coaching side. Will this be aerobics, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And preparing your mental side, because I believe as a sportsman, if you get it right between the ears in terms of mentally, the body then will take care of itself.
Yeah, that one we also started. I started this health and wellness coaching thing during COVID. Remember during COVID, everything was
shut down.
People were going crazy, and people were losing their mind. There was a lot of gender-based violence now. You know, because now you are at home, you are doing nothing. And we're not used to that kind of lifestyle. Especially you get people that are married, they're not used to, you're not used to staying with your husband 24/7 every day, every 2 minutes. So now you get to see other characters that you didn't even see during the whole 5-10 years. Now you're sitting with this person, realize this person is so moody, this person, you know, we get to see all those other stuff that really, you know, tipped us. You know? So I realized that for me, I thought maybe that's one of the things that increasing the gender-based violence kind of thing. Because now you're seeing other things that you were not used to. Because before COVID, most of the times we spend at work. So we don't spend lots of time socializing and all of that. So now we're seeing other things, we're developing, you know, some anger issues because now people are losing their jobs, they're getting frustrated, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of violence, and then when they started to open up for, you know, activities, walks and stuff, you know, that's where I sit down like, how about I do something like this? And then we started at that main road up there. Yes. So I saw that a lot of people using that to open up a job just to get busy.
Oh, I see. On the other side of the main road. Yes.
So I saw that route was the most actively, you know, used. The route people are always jogging. So that's when I got my goals. I'm like, let's do a boot camp. Boot camp, we don't have to spend anything. We just get a speaker, we get a table, we just order water, we get water and food and everything, and then we just pour in the aerobics. Then,
how often do you do that boot camp?
And then we started last during COVID, and then from COVID, the first one we did, they loved it. They're like, what? The ladies are like, we want more. That same month, we did another one. We want more. So we're like, okay. Then other ladies are like, no, we want more. As in like, we want to do it because they loved it. It kept them busy and everything. And then through that, that's when we started to say, okay, let's do it on weekly basis, maybe Monday, Friday.
Okay.
Then we did Monday, Friday, and then one of the girls that I was doing with, the one I was mentoring, because she was also, you know, loving the aerobics part. I was like, okay, since I'm that side and you are the other side, so now I'll have a group that side that I'll be doing aerobics Monday, Friday, Monday to Friday, and then you have a group this side of extension 10, 6 coming, then she will have a group that side. And then through that, and then we ended up using Upilong now. We say, okay, let's bring the ladies together, you know, let's have one thing. So that at first it's not strictly ladies, but at first it was ladies that enjoy the aerobics. But we invite everyone. So with the health and wellness aerobics part, we don't have any gender specific issue. So then we're like, how about we have one group? Because I mean it's the two of us. So that if in case, because you find some cases maybe she has to, maybe she's not available that day. Maybe she has to go, maybe there's a job, and then maybe I have to go to work that day, or I'm coaching, and I'm sometimes because I'll coach from 5 until 6. So how about the ladies come together so that if one of us is not available, at least someone else is there. So that you don't have to say, okay, that side of the station woman, there's no group today, there's no second group. So we had one group, and then we started here in extension 10. inside of the village sports field. And then there's a friend of mine called Steve who stays here in Exeter. So we grew up together back then, and then he went to Victoria, studying at UP. So him studying there, he also got involved in the aerobics. So, and then he moved back during those times. So as he moved there, we used to invite him as a guest, just to give us a taste of aerobics. So him as well loved it, and now he's doing it full time. So now when I'm at work, when Masek is at work, Steve's the one doing it full time. And he's the one who's been running it. So when I'm not available, I know that Steve. So whenever somebody says, I want aerobics, I know, okay, Steve, just go at this time, this day, Steve is there.
So it's Monday and Friday,
Yes.
5 to 6.
Yes.
Okay. Because I tell you what, I was invited to one of these boot camps by a business partner of mine, but it was in Soweto. So I was picked up on a Saturday morning, didn't know what to expect, so I got there. It's actually hectic. Totally hectic. When I came back, I was so tired and my muscles were aching. And they invited me back. I haven't had time to go back there. So I think it will be good if there's something nearer to home where perhaps I can come and see what I can come and participate in that respect. So yeah, man, you guys are doing great things. Just in closing, tell me where do you see Youth Alive, your project in 5, 10, 20 years perhaps from now? What is what's the dream?
For me, the dream is big. At the moment, I would say I would like to have working on having our own space, space like this. With like a proper space that says this is the lifestyle, and growing it as well as growing the network for the project as well, because that's what we take you seriously until they know, okay, there is Youth Alive, unlike just having a Youth Alive, but then you only have like a proper space in the community. Where they can deliver stuff, where they can. So now I'm just using my garage for everything that's in the lab, the repairs that I've delivered, equipment. So I use that. So I'm working on, trying to get our own space, and then getting our events to be like annual thing. Know that at this year, every year, this one's happening in the lab. Yes, it's there, but then sometimes we have to change the dates due to certain circumstances. Because we also have our full-time jobs that we do on the side. So up until Youth Alive is hustling other sides. So I would say in the future the plan is to have our own space and have Youth Alive be a proper, solid NGO that way people can find us at any time and allocate or whatever that they want to do with us. When they know that I'm going to so and so address, that's what I'm going to do. Have a space where we can have sessions with our girls that we are mentoring. So yeah, basically I would say that.
No, it's actually been quite interesting. Mamiki, I would like to thank you very much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today. Look, I urge you to keep going on, to keep going at it. I don't know, man. I feel with this start of, with you coming here, it could perhaps be a start of something where, perhaps wherever I can assist. Hopefully, I can assist wherever I assist in that regard. So yeah, keep on doing great things and keep on influencing the kids that you are influencing. Keep on influencing them, and just keep your head down, and something is bound to do. So thank you for joining us here on the Talk with Champ podcast, folks. That was Lebogang Precious Hlaka, also known as Mamiki. What an absolute pleasure and interesting conversation we had here on the Talk with Champ podcast. Please do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and continue to view, and send me your feedback, and continue to share with your mates, your friends, your colleagues, on your social media platforms, that sort of thing. So yeah, man, this is it for today's show. Thank you very much for joining us yet again, folks. And you folks have a really, really great day, and have a pleasant weekend. From me and Mamiki, cheers, bye-bye.